three infamous and evil tyrants, Antichrists, as Nostradamus called them, would alter the course of the world's history. The first of these Antichrists was to have been Napoleon. The second, Nostradamus wrote, is a man stained with murder, the great enemy of the human race, worse than any who had gone before, bloody and inhuman. Scholars are unanimous in agreement. The 16th century prophet here was writing about Adolf Hitler.
From the Aryan height there shall arise one who is both elevated and obscure, of him who rules from the most horrible throne ever known. Out of the deepest part of the west of Europe, from poor people, a young child shall be born, who with his tongue shall seduce many people.
Bombast, anti-socialism, hate of the Jews, treachery, murder, race insanity. I am the leader of the German people.
The great squawker, proud without shame, shall be elected governor of the army. A captain of great Germany shall come to yield himself by false hope, so that his revolt will cause great bloodshed. They shall subjugate the borders of the Danube. They shall pursue crosses of iron, topsy-turvy. Under the feigned shadow of freeing people from slavery, he shall usurp the people and city for himself.
He came to power in 1933. The German people surrendered to him their hopes. European nations surrendered to him their liberties.
He shall come to tyrannize the land. He shall raise up a hatred that had long been dormant. The child of Germany observes no law. Cries and tears, fire, blood, and battle.
It reads like a Grimm's fairy tale till you remember how hideously real it was. In all of these quatrains, Nostradamus is accurately describing the horror that was Adolf Hitler. And there are three other quatrains we should mention here in which some experts believe Nostradamus actually mentions Hitler by name, missing by just one letter. These quatrains contain the name of a man called Hister, Hister. Now, the expert asks, given the task of seeing 400 years into the future, isn't it possible that Nostradamus could make such a mistake? No matter, they say. There are enough quatrains that do suggest Hitler without naming him.
The premier worse than ever did Nero see the spilling of brave human blood. He shall cause the furnace to be rebuilt. Brothers and sisters shall be slaves in various places. They shall go in heaviness, witness their chin, forehead, and nose. The bloody emperor by battle shall make a speech and roast the tongue, the flesh, and the bones.
It's claimed that Nostradamus attributes the rise of Hitler to the failure of the League of Nations, which met at Geneva.
The faults of Geneva will be laid bare.
Once the League of Nations failed to stop aggression in Ethiopia and Manchuria, Hitler responded by launching his own war. The Nazi blitzkrieg rolled against its European neighbors.
The great leader of Germany will incorporate into Great Germany Brabant, Flanders, Ghent, Bruges, and Bologna. He will assail Vienna and Cologne. Tours, Orléans, Blois, Angers, Reims, cities vexed by sudden change. Land and sea shall tremble. The Germans and their neighbors will be in a war for the control of regions of the clouds.
Hitler took his war into the skies in the Battle of Britain. What followed was one of the greatest air battles the world has ever known. Hitler committed his entire arsenal to breaking England's will, but the British people fought back with startling courage.
In the island shall be such horrible tumults that nothing shall be heard by a warlike surprise. So great shall be the assault of the robbers that everyone shall shelter himself under the great line.
There's a remarkable verse in which he implies that the whole population of London will take refuge in the Great Line under the city, which of course is a very good description of the London Underground.
In all 10 of his books, Nostradamus writes about what could be the Second World War. He suggests not only the rise of Hitler, but the rise of Mussolini. Born in a hovel, elevated to power is he who is empty and vain, a treacherous brute. He will tyrannize Italy. Other quatrains, experts say, predict the Nazi invasion of Belgium and their occupation of Norway. So extensive, in fact, were the visions of Nazi victories in the quatrain that they were actually used as propaganda weapons by the Third Reich. Frau Josef Goebbels, wife of Hitler's propaganda minister, read the quatrains and, elated at their predictions of victory, showed them to her husband.
Goebbels agreed with his wife. Nostradamus' predictions could serve as a propaganda weapon. With clever selection and manipulation, they could be used to help break the French resistance. He ordered Nazi planes to bombard France with leaflets bearing Nostradamus' predictions of Nazi victories. France did fall. The Nazis marched into Paris on June 14th, 1940.
The French nation, they will believe in rash things. They will be in great grief.
The Allies were quick to respond to Hitler's exploitation of Nostradamus's prophecies. Winston Churchill, with the aid of an astrologer, published those quatrains that he felt forecast Hitler's defeat. The Roman power will be defeated, then the great neighbor also, then they will turn about in confusion, the great country perverted will be vanquished. And the Americans also used Nostradamus's predictions
in a home front propaganda effort. MGM Studios, under producer Carrie Wilson, produced a series of shorts about Nostradamus for the movie theaters. Beyond exploring the mysteries of prophecies, the films served the national interest.
But Nostradamus made some predictions about us, too. The chosen protector of the great country for endless years will hold the famed torch. It will serve to guide this great people, and in its name they will struggle and triumph. Yes, the people of the 13 colonies chose freedom as the protector of this land. For endless years, freedom has and will hold up the famed torch. In freedom's name we have struggled, we shall continue to struggle, and shall finally triumph, not without the sacrifice and not without the pain that must forever make mankind free. Nostradamus wrote those words almost 400 years ago.
Nostradamus scholars say the war ended as the French prophet had predicted, with the defeat of Germany, and with the invention of a new weapon.
Saturn of gold will be changed into iron. The contrary of the positive ray shall exterminate all.
The contrary of the positive ray. This is thought to be a reference to the chain reaction involved in nuclear fission.
Fire, the color of gold from heaven to earth, shall be seen. Great murder of mankind, great loss of infants.
All of this has been about the past. A conjecture of how Nostradamus viewed history from his time to ours. What about today, the present, the here and now? Well, if you keep one eye on your daily newspaper and one eye on the quatrains, I think you can pretty quickly see why so many of his partisans continue to insist on his relevancy in modern times.